Welcome everyone to our Merlife Christmas special. I am your host, of course, Frozen. Tonight we'll be experiencing many of stories from a book passed down from generations. Enjoy these stories filled with adventure, ships, holiday heartwarming experiences, and a bunch of weird fan service. The first story is titled, Her Christmas Wish. It begins on a snowy night in the small town of Merlife. Frozen lay out on her bed, her thoughts racing with all that happened that day. Feline! Feline, I summon you! She shouts as she looks around. Feline, of course, appears, but she's angry. I was taking a cruise with my new boyfriend. What is so important? Frozen just sighs. I wish for one day that I was never born. I just hate how my life is going. You really wish that, Fro? Yeah, just do it. Feline does as she asked. The world glistens for a few seconds as it changes. See, the world is the same. Frozen looks around. Even my room is the same. She growls, but then sees someone walk down the stairs. It looks like her, but she has purple eyes and her hair is parted different. It looks to be more spicy.
ADAROW, come take care of your siblings.
A voice that sounds like Frozen's mother yells. Darrow? Frozen says as she looks at Feline. No spoilers, but she takes your spot. Except she's not as good. Frozen walks up the stairs and out of the house. She walks down the street some to where Vince lives. Where's Vince? Feline gestures for her to go inside the house. She does so for it to reveal the house is a complete mess. It's very dark. What's wrong with this place? She walks upstairs into Vince's room. He's a total emo, sitting in the corner. Without you, Vince never got really active at school. Instead, he dropped out and became a homeless man. I mean, I kind of liking this world better than ours. Feline sighs and drags Frozen out of the house. What about Adrian? Adrian is in the ocean. He never had to come to Merlife without you being there. The old crazy lady? Frozen asks, remembering the lady. She became a millionaire. The lady comes into view as they see her in a limo. Let money play out. Bow down to me, humans! Frozen just laughs and laughs. I love this world. What about Robin? Feline nods and they appear at a graveyard. He, experienced some things that you helped him through. Without you, he never got over them. And he sits outside, rain or shine. He waits here, all the time. It looks depressing, which makes both of them sad. So, what would you be like without me, Feline? She looks over at the meatball girl. Well, I wouldn't have my job without you, Frozen. I only got to be the genie because of you. So I guess I'd be stuck as some sucky mermaid trash collector or something. Thank you, Feline. Now I know what to get Vince for Christmas. She laughs as they disappear and appear back in their own world. What's that? Feline asks. Some eyeliner. I'm gonna turn that baka into an emo so he ends up homeless. Frozen snuggles up against her blanket and pretends Vince isn't staring at her every waking movement. Wakey wakey, Frozen! Frozen doesn't budge, so Vince decides to kiss her. She feels his kiss on her lips and slaps him and throws him out the window. He falls into the trash bin that the lid closes over him. That's what you get, you pervert! Frozen says and then locks her windows and doors. I like that fanfic. The next one is by Stargazer 3000. On the night before Christmas, Frozen was just finishing putting up her decorations when she came across the last decoration, the mistletoe. She was thinking to herself, should I put the mistletoe up? Just as she was thinking, she heard what sounded like fighting and yelling coming from outside. She went to check it out, but when she walked outside, she found Vince and Adrian fighting. You can't have Frozen! Vince yelled.
No, you can't have her,
Adrian yelled back. Boys, you're both beautiful. Now can you stop fighting? Frozen said. Frozen, Vince blushed. Adrian stayed silent while blushing. Frozen looked at their red faces and tried to figure out why they were blushing, because she's a dense person. The boys tried to explain what was happening, but couldn't because they didn't want Frozen to find out about their feelings for her, although they were both planning something at the Christmas party. Well, I'm gonna go back and head to bed. Have a good night, you two, and please, no more fighting, Frozen said. As Frozen walked away, the boys looked at each other with mean looks. These boys, I swear, Frozen said to herself. Over with the boys. What is your reason for liking Frozen? Vince asked.
That is none of your business,
Adrian replied. The boys headed off and went to bed. The next morning, Christmas. Yay! It's finally Christmas! I can't wait for the party, Frozen said. As Frozen finished talking to herself, she heard a knock on the door. She went to answer the door and saw Feline at the door. Hey Frozen, can I help you with getting ready for the party? Feline asked. Sure, Sky will be here soon to help, Frozen replied. Feline, Frozen, and Sky finished the decorating and cooking for their party and were waiting for everyone to arrive. Vince was the first to arrive. Frozen didn't realize that Feline, I can't pronounce words. Feline, Frozen, and Sky finished the decorating and cooking for the party and were waiting for people to arrive. Vince was the first one to arrive. Frozen didn't realize that Feline put up a mistletoe. Once everyone was at the party, Feline went to get the food out of the kitchen. Once Feline came out of the kitchen and put the food down, she called Frozen over to where she was. What do you need, Feline? Frozen asked. Can you wait here, please? Feline asked. Sure. She sat down against the wall in the open doorway. Feline walked away and asked Vince to come help her, then brought him to the curtain spot, then told him, Never mind, I don't need you for anything. Go back to waiting. Feline knew that if Vince saw Frozen, he would stop and ask what she was doing, and they'd both be standing under the mistletoe. Frozen, what are you doing down there? Vince asked. Oh, Feline told me to wait here, Frozen replied. Oh, I wonder why, Vince replied. Vince looked around for a second, then looked up and saw his chance. Hey, Frozen, can you stand up real quick? Vince asked. Sure, Frozen replied. Once Frozen stood up, Vince kissed her, and when he let go, she was in shock. Why does it always end up in kissing? Oh my god.